And when we really get to the meat and potatoes of it all, this show we get into the making picks segment where we talk about what statement games is, and we do a tournament. So, Mark, tell everyone how you play.
All right. So first of all, keep in mind that your access statement games right in the upper left-hand corner. You can see it directly for yourself here. Statementgames.com, laptop, mobile browser, any type of device that has the ability to access the internet. You can access Statement Games by simply going to statementgames.com. But then also keep in mind that there are apps that complement statementgames.com as well. So if you're more of an app person, Apple App Store or Google Play Store, simply Statement Games Fantasy Sports, you can pull it up right there. What we're doing is we're providing you with an opportunity to play a free-to-play game. It's got a little bit of a different twist on fantasy sports. We're going to be talking about this Sunday night's Pittsburgh Steelers versus Buffalo Bills contest. As part of the game here, if you want to play, I'm going to present you with a list of props, so hence the company name statements that are specific to that sporting event. It's going to be about anywhere between 50 or 60 of them. You got to pick 10 of them. You're going to rank them in order of confidence from 10 through 1. As the game plays out, if your number 10 pick becomes correct, you get 10 points. If 9 through 1 are incorrect, well, now you just have a total of 10 points. You'll play in a league of anywhere between 8 to 12 people. The person with the most points from correct picks wins. It's as simple as that.
Nice, nice. And this episode of Making Picks is brought to you by IDP Guys. They are your number one source for non-standard fantasy football. Play the contest and visit idpguys.org and step up your fantasy game. So, Mark, what's your thoughts on this Bills versus Pittsburgh game?
Okay, so for the first time, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're coming off a loss, and it's just in time to face another top AFC team in the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night at Bill Stadium. Pittsburgh is 11-1. Buffalo is 9-3. Both are very close to clinching a playoff spot. The Steelers only need a win, while the Bills are going to need to win and maybe get some help to clinch that playoff spot here. But we got plenty of football left before we need to start worrying about that. But it looks like Pittsburgh can also sew up the AFC North title with a win, coupled with a Cleveland loss. So there's some stuff that's at stake leading up to the Sunday night game. The Bills have 1 or 2 straight. Looks like they're in pretty decent kind of form. So I think that this is probably one of the better Sunday night games that we have going on, that we're probably touching upon here. I mean, this looks like it's a great game here. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. I think, from my perspective, I would like to see them get back to the run game a little bit more. I mean, Roethlisbeger, you can't be throwing the ball 50 times a game here and expecting to win. But we'll kind of see what happens. But I'm really looking forward to this game.
So, as a fan of a team in the NFC East, how did you feel about the Steelers dropping a game to the Redskins, or the football team? Sorry, excuse me. Old habits.
I'm really not too worried about it here. I mean, look, if you're going to get upset and you can't necessarily, win a division with 6 or 7 wins, you don't deserve to be there, kind of anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, you've already gotten the advantage on kind of Washington. Washington's playing well. You know that they can actually play well on the defensive, side of the ball. Rivera's kind of a good coach here, and you know that Alex Smith would actually be able to at least stabilize that offense from a perspective of managing the game and not necessarily doing anything extraordinarily dumb that's going to cost the team kind of any games here. So I'm, again, as a Giant fan, kind of happy from a perspective of I get to watch another meaningful December kind of football game, and let's kind of see what happens. So I'm not too worried about Washington. Let's let the chips fall where they fall here. Just keep winning. We'll go from there.
Yeah, no, and I was thinking about like how the Steelers were undefeated, and then one of there was a couple upsets from that the NFC East provided onto actually decent teams. little dig there for you, but it's interesting seeing what's the Steelers are going to do coming out of like that major upset where you've got one of the bottom teams taking off the top of. I mean, is there anyone above? No one else was undefeated, so they were pretty much the top of the league right there. For I don't know where they stand now, but yeah, no, it was just an interesting game, interesting to see, and I'm definitely looking forward to this. But let's play the chimes. Alrighty, so let's get into the making of the picks. So let me pull up the game here and give me your first pick.
All right. So, I mean, you've had plenty of exposure to this player, given his time with Detroit here, and I think it's a very similar player to what I'm actually seeing with Evan Ingram, kind of like with the Giants here. So, you're gonna get feast of famine with him over here. Buffalo playing well, kind of like on defense here. So let me just kind of get straight into it here. I'm gonna take Eric Ebron under 40.5 receiving yards.
Ooh. Alrighty. Yeah. Oh, I like it. I'd also take the under on reception since his hands are
I
good.
just think that I literally think against Washington, Roethlisberger had over 50 pass kind of attempts here. So I think from a kind of like a coaching perspective here, they're going to consciously try and do a better job in running the ball. Obviously, that means some less balls to go around. Pittsburgh as a team has been plagued with drops. I think they actually had 7 drops in the game kind of against Washington. So the one way to eliminate the drops here is to throw the ball less here. So I think I'll use Eric Ebron as the sacrificial lamb and go with the under 40.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's a good choice, especially since Eric Ebron accounted for most of those drops. So and he has for the last many years. But speaking of the run game, I'm going to take James Conner, and I'm going over a half a rushing touchdown. That is so low to me that I think that he, if they're going to reestablish the run, I think that he's going to end up, he's got a very good chance of getting that singular touchdown at least.
Okay.
Go for yours.
Let's see here. So, Josh Allen, I know he's got 8 INTs over the course of the year, but he is kind of like I mean, would you say that? I think the last game that he actually had here was one of his, or last couple of games here has been some of the better performances that we've actually seen from him here, and you can actually start making the argument, or more of a better argument, that he is evolving into, dare I say, an elite quarterback in the NFL. So because he's actually playing well, and I just like the way or the momentum that the Buffalo offense is kind of like on here, and I'm gonna go with the fact that I don't think the Buffalo offense is going to make that many mistakes on Sunday night here. So I'll take the Pittsburgh Steelers defense under 1.5 turnovers.
All right. I like that. That's pretty good. I'm going to go on the Bills offensive side with the wide receivers. And I think that Stephon Diggs is a major player. And I think that they're going to need to rely on him a little bit for this game. So I'm going Stephon Diggs over 67.5 yards receiving. And what's your last pick there? There, I'll go last. I'll go.
Yeah, let me just get a little sip here. Thanks.
Yeah. So my last one is going to be Beasley and Diggs are going to combine for over 9.5 touchdowns because I think
I like that one.
They're going to need to air the ball out a little bit with this defense, and 9.5 receptions between these two guys that generally can pull in some good balls is a decent over under, so I'll take the over on that. And what's your last one there?
All right. So for the last pick here, I know 50 attempts last week. That needs to be reduced here, but I don't think it's going to be reduced by more than half. So let me lock into Ben Roethlisberger. Let me lock into Ben Roethlisberger over 23.5 completions.
All righty. Nice. All right. Cool. That's I'll fill out the rest of this. And if anyone is out there playing in this tournament, this is going to be the contest one, and you see Nathan Ryder, know that that's Mark and I playing as a team, and you'll be playing against us. So it's always fun to see.
And give us some comments. Let me know what you think of our picks, what you like or dislike, or hopefully you have an opportunity to jump into one of these games and just hey. We read all comments that kind of come through here. So any feedback that you can give us, good or bad, on what you like or dislike about statement games is always greatly appreciated.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're closing out episode number 7. Follow us at Statement Games on all social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Statement Games Inc., and play statementgames.com. We'll see you out there.